Hey, are we live? I don't think we're live.
I am
Okay.
Ferryman.
All right. Yeah, it's not live on my side. That's why I was asking. But oh well. Hey guys, it's Thursday. That means it's time for Deviant Futures. I have no idea if we're live right now, but okay.
Some of us are in the wrong spots.
Can't see it even. Oh, there we go. Yay. So let's begin by introducing the players. Just to go around. Yeah, let's start with Eddie.
Hi, my name is Eddie Elfman. I'm an Edmonton-based voice actor. You can find me on voices.com, Instagram, and also the TikTok. I would plug something of my own today, but my partner just started a photography studio, so I'll post their Instagram link to Cogswell Studios. Make sure to check out a new and flourishing artist that is definitely not holding a gun to my head. All right.
Blink twice if you need help.
Ruth.
Hi. I'm Ruth. I do things. I am trying to start up a tattooing and piercing apprenticeship. I'd plug the Instagram, but there's nothing on there. There's just the account. So more on that next week. I can also be found here on Thursdays, mostly. And yeah, that's about it.
Rory?
Hello. My name is Rory. Obviously, I'm playing Grunk. He's a turtle with a big hammer. He's very fun, and he has a funny accent. I make music. It's on Spotify, which is kind of cool. It honestly baffles me that I'm able to get stuff I've made on Spotify, but it's really fun. My Instagram is in chat too for music related updates. If I actually end up making anything soon, but I probably will.
All right. And Nick.
Honestly, I'm just here. Like, I would have links and stuff if I did things other than things that I did ages ago or projects. I'm like, yeah, no, those are like buried really hard. I have a campaign that I might be working on, but I need time to work on it. Although, no, I'm working on trying to figure out an algorithm to generate a map. That's what I'm actually doing. It'll probably take me a month or two. Don't suggest doing it. Just like do it the easy way. Find like the map of a zoo or something and flip it around. Anyway, you can find me on the Discord. You can find me here on Tuesdays playing the sister of our current DM's character.
I think you mean brother.
You know what? You're my sister, and that's how I will hold it. Anyway, and tonight I play the boatman of the Styx, which will only be interesting because I think we're having like character introductions tonight a little bit. I mean, it's what happens when we have a big group and people just kind of come and go.
Yeah.
I didn't do a character description. I'm the babysitter.
It's okay. I'm just the driver.
So
Sounds
true.
like we're setting up for a bank heist or something, but that's not what's gonna happen. Hopefully.
I feel like Sharon has probably attempted to throw Jinx out.
Maybe. I can't confirm nor deny. So what does that make Mitsuo the muscle?
Yes, and common sense.
So
don't have much of that around.
Is with Hero Forge, and let's get started. Actually, I'm going to start with Mizio. They've kind of missed quite a bit. The last time that you were with the party, you were coming out of Olympus.
Correct.
You got a message saying, "Come back to the library quickly. Bring Dolly." And so You leave on, I want to say the horse's name is Ezekiel. Did I get that right? You used your horse to go back to the library.
It is Zelekis.
Zelekis. There we go.
Zelekis, yes.
And when you get in, Tamara basically walks out, grabs Dolly, and walks away. Saying
If
nothing.
Dolly just kind of goes like limp when they get picked up and seems fine with it, I don't do anything. I'll just go check on Obi, very likely.
That's why she's trying a new technique, hoping that, like, since there might be close enough in biology, like, it will help.
Ooh.
So that's kind of why she needed Dolly. She looks at you and says, "Where were you headed from and towards?"
While we were leaving Olympus, I believe that we were going south.
On the road?
I think so. There was a battle taking place in the deserts to the southwest, so we made sure to avoid that.
All right. Did you head into the forest?
I didn't give them any particular warning to avoid the forest.
My husband lives there, Ambrose. He's not the
Ambrose.
friendliest of entities.
Current husband, or you have split up, or you not kind of like a separate living situation?
He understands that my heart belongs to him, but it also belongs to the rebellion.
Oh, okay. That is a great sacrifice that you're doing. I'd like to meet the gentleman. What does he look like?
Well, you see, I gave up the paladin for the vampire lord.
I'm sorry. Like he just looks goth, or
No, he is a vampire lord.
as in like a lord of vampires, or a
Yes.
vampire that is a lord? Both.
Both.
Great. Why are you in league with what some may consider a fiend?
Because, as you have to understand, not everyone is evil. Not all that lurk in the dark are bad. You walk with such a monster among you, and yet you seem not to mind.
Oh, I've minded time and time again. It's his actions. Wooja and I were very close to having a scrap.
Oh,
Except
you
that
mean
was
Wooja?
interjected. Yes. There's another monster.
Of course, I thought you knew.
I think you and I have our definitions switched.
You have Fenrir among you, and he is a destroyer. That is a type of monster. You
Oh,
also have Adele. She is also a destroyer. A form of monster.
I was more going off of classic tales you tell children to keep them away.
Not all stories are true.
Oh,
Maybe
so he
have
does
a-
not drink the blood of the innocent and virgins and such.
Not virgins, but he does drink blood, if you must know.
Nizio looks incredibly awkward. Doesn't know how to navigate this situation. He goes, "Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him and giving him your handing off your affections. Is there anything you'd like me to say to your husband?"
If I'm correct, your friends are probably in Asgard. If you
That
were headed
is
south on the road.
surprisingly close to Olympus. That's great. Okay.
So, I will send you there to meet Heimdall. Take the rainbow bridge across, and you should be able to find your friends, if I'm correct.
Okay. And he goes like, and Zelekis shows up.
Yeah, she
near him.
opens a portal for you both, basically right there, right in front of Heimdall, and he's like, "Oh, the last of the party. Wonderful."
Yes, I'm here to find out where they went. Could you point me in the direction?
Yes, I will take you to them myself. You have to understand that things have gotten a little tense.
Of course they did.
To the other team, other group. We'll let Mizio catch up. The last thing you all heard was Loki ask, since obviously I've done nothing wrong, release me. Odin takes a second look at you, looks at you all, looks to Woodja, who was rude, looks to Hati, who is currently snarling and snapping at him. I think you both need time to calm down. Snaps his fingers, portals open, and they are whisked off somewhere else underneath them. The portals open, so they fall through and disappear. Now for the rest of you. You have to understand that this is an upsetting conundrum for me. I have two choices here. I can release Loki, allow the truth to be known, and allow the possibility of my kingdom going into chaos because they know the truth. Or I can have you all wiped by Gabriel coming here, having Gabriel fix her, and we can move on.
All right, well, here, I got something for you. Say you take the first option. You let Loki go, let him bring back all his memories, all of that stuff. Your kingdom falls into chaos. Well, I had this a second ago. What was I going to say? Right, got it. You are a supreme ruler of a vast realm of all kinds of people and all kinds of people with crazy abilities, all that stuff. If you can't lead them and rally them enough to a singular cause to keep your people in check, then no offense intended, but how much of a king are you really? If you can't treat people fairly and have
You
the
have to
truth be known and keep them in
understand,
check still.
I did this to protect them. I had Fenrir created to protect my people. I'm apologetic that it went wrong. I am not
Yeah.
apologetic that I have a weapon in my arsenal that can take down another god.
So
Well,
why
I
didn't
mean-
you?
Take down another god? Or
If it seems like one might be the current pressing issue.
the current issue that we have, unfortunately, is if these ghosts continue, my people will become, well, they will get sick. I don't know for how long. Asgard will stop working, and we will become a target for the heavens.
And if you don't mind my concerns are the fetters of the heavens. There might be an opportunity to shake them.
Yes, that is what we've been trying to do to get a man on the inside, but as you can imagine, it's difficult.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course it's difficult. But here's the thing. You let your people remember what's happened. If you can rally them all towards a common enemy, your people don't get sick, your kingdom doesn't start crumbling. Because either way, it sounds like Sounds like you're kind of predicting your own doom here, either way you go. If the ghosts don't stop, your people get sick, your kingdom crumbles. If you can't rein them in, if you give them their memories back, your kingdom crumbles. The only real option is to step up and lead them against a common enemy.
But if it were so simple, they would have done so by now.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's simple.
I will say there are many within my kingdom that are afraid of the heavens and their power.
Were you not, before I arrived, you were in the midst of doing something. Grunk, Jinx, if you can kind of clue me in. I mean, you were beside in a completely destroyed town with Adele carrying a book.
Oh, right. Yeah. That little adventure we had.
You were potentially trying to destroy something?
Not so much. Long story short, it was a town that didn't exactly like anybody that wasn't a human. We got in a scrap with the humans. One of our friends, he's a wizard or something. He went into the church. There were these like cultists. He blew him up and I guess kind of sacrificed himself. And we got his like notebook or whatever. And Adele's got it now, like the whatever is left of it. I think there might be some information in there, but I mean, I've never been much for reading magics, so I got no clue, honestly.
I mean, not to be
And a shard
rude.
was found.
What kind of shard?
Inactive. She's still like keeping that like dead stare at Odin, but she's not being uncivil or anything.
Do you have somebody who might be a little more, who might have been there as well? That might be able to
Actually,
help
this
with
is
the story?
perfect. At this point, I fully believe that Heimdall has brought Mizio down to this mess. Mizio, what you see is Odin, Allfather, standing in the middle of this room, with who would effectively be the boatman of the Styx standing there. Your friend Grunk and Jinx is Grunk is, I believe, standing. Jinx is holding Adele, and she is out. She's unconscious. Loki is in a cell.
Fenrir is also somewhere.
Fenrir was stopping Fenrir or Hati from attacking Odin.
Is this conversation happening in like a courtyard?
No, this is
like
underground. This is
Okay.
In effectively the jailer's area. And along with this conversation happening, there is what you would call a ghost occurring. There are double doors down the hallway, and a very large, angry wolf kind of stampedes through the hall every couple of minutes.
A full like spectral wolf. Okay.
Yes.
And
And it looks just like a larger version of Fenrir.
If it does it look like it's just like running on a loop as I'm passing
Yes.
by?
Yep.
Okay.
Also, as you're walking down the stairs to get down, you see a spectral version of somebody flying past you up, holding someone else.
Holding someone else. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to control that spectral ghost dragging someone up. I'd like to use control undead if I'm walking down a hallway and I see
So they're
a
not
spooky
undead.
thing. Okay. Okay, that's fair. I won't use it then.
Yeah, it's a memory on loop.
Okay.
But
We'll say I spend a divine sense to see if they're celestial fiend or undead, and if they're not neither of those three,
None.
then I'll go. This is a very spooky place. And then I kind of, I guess, walk into the room. Does Odin look like old man Odin, or
he
like
is about
jacked?
He is 6 foot
Odin.
tall, very muscular. So he does look like an old man. He does have like a beard, and
Yeah, but
like
he's still like a daddy.
but He is still very, very strong. He looks like he's still
Okay.
a warrior.
Okay. Missing an eye, I imagine.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Probably recognize him and like, hello, what did I miss? Greetings, our father, and kind of like bows. It's like one of the most recognizable deities in existence. Kind of like takes a moment to be like, I'm walking into a serious situation. Hello.
Possibly you have the information. You seem to be part of this group. They were discussing a possibility of a book that went missing.
I believe that the book was destroyed.
So there you go. But our
At least
matter,
that's my recollection of it.
but the matter at hand is: do I release Loki, allow these memories to continue, and destroy my kingdom, or do I wipe everyone's memory again, along with Gabriel, and bring order back to my kingdom?
Either way, there's going to be chaos. It's just about how long you want to wait.
Chaos will always be there. The problem
That's
is,
what I think.
do I allow chaos to reign, or do I keep order?
Are you using order and subservience interchangeably, Your Grace?
I don't mean subservient. My people know this. What I mean by that is my people don't know this part of our history. I had it removed for the safety of our kingdom. You have to understand. And he points straight to Adele. That thing is dangerous.
Is toying with the memories of your entire kingdom also not dangerous?
Not as dangerous as that is.
Yes, power. Did she prove herself to not be able to handle it?
You have to understand, when she first gained her abilities, she was here at the Tree of Life during Samhain. She was unable to control it then. When I had Heimdall look through her mind, what he saw almost killed him.
She has been in control of her abilities for the time that I have known her.
Because you've only known a piece. If I were to make it a comparison, a room of a house. You have not known the entire house.
I think you're describing predestination, but you know what she's going to do.
Based upon if her prophecy is correct, then yes. Just as Fenrir has his prophecy.
I think the way that the world is, no one could really predict what was about to happen. All these madness and deities and pantheons colliding is far outside of any prophecy I've ever heard.
Agreed, this was never in any prophecy I foretold. But you have to understand, she is not part of our group. She is not part of our prophecies. She is another's prophecy.
Oh, I mean, it's a pretty challenging situation all around right now. I think, if I may, something to at least consider is the power balance of the entire world, reality, whatever it is right now, with all of these different pantheons, different deities, everybody fighting, trying to sequester yourself away in your own kind of Pantheon bunker by just by bringing the order back and trying to keep all of this crazy stuff in check, I feel like it might just be delaying the inevitable.
We have protected ourselves by being away from the others for so long that allowing
How
ourselves
long do you think that's gonna last?
I had hoped that it
Really?
would continue.
If you let Loki go and the memories happen, that can be controlled chaos. It's all up to you.
I will let Loki go if he stops them.
You know he won't do that.
And I will give an announcement. A word that was chosen before to make everyone remember.
Do I believe him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not.
can
Go ahead.
Insight check.
Insight him.
I'm rolling physical dice, by
I
the
am
way.
not an insightful character, but that is a natural 20 for a total of 21. These dice are hot.
Let's
That
go.
would be a 17 for
21.
my gosh.
I have a +8 to insight.
The smart people can take care of this. Me and my 11 will just kind of stand over here.
Your 11's useful.
You guys actually didn't meet all that high. It was a 15.
Level
Close
7,
11.
baby.
Oh, no.
So y'all, he's being 100% honest. And for Jinx and Mizio, he is willing to do this right now.
All right, Loki, what do you say?
You see him kind of crack his knuckles, neck, and just, I'm ready to be out of here.
All right, then you know what to do.
Odin. Would it not make more sense to start with the chieftains to see how they respond to the news?
That is where I need to start.
Okay.
I do know that this will take time. But as the news gets out, it will be difficult up here for a while. And maybe eventually we can come back. I will say, though, if you all will accept this, I hope to be allies in the future.
Oh, I don't see any problem with that.
How
We
stands
come
your
to
hall?
a very reasonable solution, I'd say.
If the stories are to be believed, it would be a great honor to work alongside you, Odin.
I will have to be off. Looks to Loki. Please see them safely to wherever they wish to go. And yep.
It's a moment of your time, Your Grace. He like presents his warhammer. This is my first weapon I've ever made. If we are indeed to be allies in the future, it would be an honor for you to bless my weapon with perhaps a rune, something meaningful to you, or a message of inspiration.
He will. And he stops for a moment.
Also, like DM note, he
Mhm.
doesn't have to like give my hammer more power. He literally just wants him to write something. He wants an autograph, essentially.
Yeah, he's going to give you one. And we'll figure out if it does anything later. But he does,
Nice.
and it is a symbol of protection. I will say to you, I believe you're going by Sharon, or now, right?
As of now, Uncle.
You know to call me grandfather.
Hey.
Please do
Fine.
come home more often. You have been missed.
Well, with your assistance with the whole war thing, maybe we'll make it out okay. But you do
Hopefully we
know
will.
I've split duties with a deity who I don't think I've seen in a while. Unless you
Your
happen to know where
sister?
Hades. No, not that one. Hades is concerning me.
Yes, he has taken up residence, I've heard, farther west. In a bit of woods. It's supposed to be beautiful. Persephone chose it.
Yeah, she does have an eye for well, nature.
And he looks over to you, Jinx. I know that you dislike me, and that is fine. What I did to protect her, even from herself. Just always pay attention to spiders.
Why?
They can tell you a lot about a person.
Interesting. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, if you must be off, or I must be off to protect the world tree again. I'm hoping that some of the ice has not damaged it. And he heads up the stairs, leaving you all alone with Loki and the spectral that are coming out of the room at the end.
All right. Well,
So,
yeah. Now what?
Son of Dragon's Wife might be your name.
He kind of like pauses. So we've been left by Loki and
Odin and
Odin.
Heimdall are gone.
But Loki's still around?
Loki is still there, and
In a
Adele
cage.
is still unconscious.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of like turn to Grunk and Jinx and go, it seems as though every time. Oh God, no, Grunk, I took your accents. Mizio. Every time I leave you all, every time I come back and we're trying to piss off another deity. Glad that this one considers us to some degree allies, but was this just please tell me in person that
I
this was
didn't
justified
piss
and
him
I will
off.
believe you. Who pissed him off?
I didn't piss him off. I didn't say anything to him, really.
Yes, who?
I mean, Loki, technically.
I only pissed him off because I wanted the truth out.
And it's out.
Honestly, the one who upset him more was Hati and Woodja.
And where are they?
Gone.
He killed
made them
two of us.
not killed.
No,
just
they're just somewhere.
somewhere else. My
Yeah, if you don't
father's
want to tell them.
my father's kind of brilliant at making people disappear.
Great. Okay, well,
We'll
we're
find
on
them
the same
eventually.
side. Eventually. I can't just recall them.
I don't know where he sent them, so I can't recall them.
Dear us. Okay. He like now changes his posture a little bit, looks over at Sharon and goes, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mizio. Once Paladin of Tyr.
Interesting choice. But a respectable one nonetheless.
You grow up and the people that hand you bread have scales on their shirts. You start believing in scales for the rest of your life.
Hey, this is valid. I mean, been a very long time since I've seen him, but you know, it's what it is.
If you have a way to get to him, I would surely be interested. I have some words to
I
say.
mean, if you travel through time, I know where he is, but not right now.
Mm.
I mean,
Do
there
you
was.
know people who can travel
Phantom?
to times?
I was asking you. Oh, his. No, we don't say his name. Any of them. So you, if I said that there was a deity of time, you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Sorry, we did
Okay.
not say their name, like that one wizard without a nose.
I mean, he goes by many, many names, but also that's amazing. I think I've seen pieces of him going down the stream. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I don't even know if we've seen all of them or not. But
I
it's
will
better just not to invoke him.
Sure. Saying names gives power. All that woo-woo stuff.
So, where are we next?
Well, we can stay in Asgard for a while, if you would like. I believe Tyr is actually in Valhalla. So,
Something
or not.
Something's weird about the sticks around Valhalla right now. I don't know what's going on over there.
Understandable. But one thing that I do need to look at is actually in here, and he heads back into the chamber.
I am not letting my eyes off of him. It's like, no, we're going to follow you. If we're going to go somewhere, I'm not letting you disappear.
Jinx
Probably.
is paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not leaving Adele.
If you would like, I can aid you in carrying her.
I can carry her. It's all right.
Of course. Do you know if she'll wake up anytime soon? What took her out?
I don't know about soon.
Does Jinx know what's wrong, or is it only Charon? Karen.
I believe it was mentioned
Okay.
last time.
She has awakening sickness.
Yes.
Is there a way that we can stop it?
Not until we figure out what happened here. This is our linchpin.
Okay. I'll avoid trying to mechanically cure her disease then.
I've already
good.
tried.
And I don't know how to say it.
Just
Boatman of the
go
River
with
Styx,
one.
because
There
that's
you
just
go.
too damn long. I can't call you that. I was like, I'm gonna shorten it to BS. Wait, I can't call you that either. Oops.
Just say boatman or ferryman.
Boatman.
It's fine.
Okay.
Boatman of the boatmans.
Boat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you standing back in your spot again?
I mean, what I'm trying to figure out is actually I'm going to stand where Adele was.
Yeah.
Because Adele, or like when Adele saw like what happened, so Adele saw something that made her go a little, well, off deep end a little bit. As far as remembering something, it's like, okay, so I'm going to be there, especially considering knowing that I saw basically Elle say something to her, and that's when she went off at the tree.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I don't really have a lead on what I'm looking for.
Okay. Grunk, what are you doing?
I'll follow back into the room, same as everyone else. I think I'd like to get what area did the guy with the box come from?
So if you're looking at the room, he came in from the right.
Okay. I'm gonna get like somewhere where I can see towards the box and like try and look in it or something.
Mizio?
Not purely understanding. You'll probably follow around Gronk and ask him for some rolled up tobacco.
So the memory starts again, and Mizio, you get to see it this time. Adele, older, so she's probably about a teen, is brought into this room, shackled, put in onto the bench by the side, on the side. In front of you, you see multiple spectral humanoids that are cheering. They're excited. Odin, as a spectral Odin, makes a speech about the upcoming of the berserker age of Asgard. When a box is brought out that has something inside of it that is very bright, and brought forth is Vali Lokison. He is held in place. Whatever this bright shining thing is touched to his chest, and he turns for the first time into Fenrir and begins attacking the crowd. You see Gabriel and Loki run over to Adele, release her shackles. Gabriel rushes out of the room with Adele. And somewhere between there, eventually the wolf gets out and is fleeing the area before it restarts again.
I don't know if it'll help, but Mizio, as he's like watching the memory, is going to say telepathically into Adele's mind, and just, I'm not sure if this is possible or if you can hear me, but I'm seeing something that probably meant it's probably terrible to hear, but I'm trying to let you know this is in the past. And I kind of like narrate what I'm seeing to hopefully
You-
have any like.
You do get a message back. His eyes. Those are his eyes. And that's all that's repeating.
She's saying his eyes.
His
Those are-
eyes.
Those are his eyes. Is there eyes in the? Oh, is does the shard that, or the thing that gets touched to someone's chest look like an eye?
No.
Okay.
Boatman, you said that you were the one who was going to try and follow her footsteps.
Yes.
She goes from, if you remember, she went from sitting in the corner where she was the first time to, after the second time the memory played, she walked up to the wolf. And that is when she got ill.
So that's what we're gonna do. Hope we don't go mad.
When you walk up to it, it's Vali's eyes that are looking back at you in fear and in pain. And you, as long as you have known him, he's never looked like that.
I guess, do I have any leads? Well, Odin
You-
didn't do this because I have a suspicion who's actually behind the whole thing. But is it kind of confirms it?
No.
No? Okay.
It's I'll have you roll. No, I'll let you keep the 17. This has nothing to do with Kronos or L. This is specifically because she saw her best friend so mortally injured, so mortally in pain, and she could do nothing.
So the paradox is that she feels powerless in the moment, and that kind of set her spiraling.
Yeah.
Mm. So I'm going to leave and take a sit in the other room.
Runk. You said that you're going to look in the box.
Yeah.
Loki is looking with you.
Ooh.
That is what he wanted to look at, was the box and to follow it.
Okay. Hmm.
Mizio?
Yeah, I think I was bumming around Grunk
Okay.
after telepathically saying something to Adele.
And Jinx? Roll me medicine.
Okay. $17.
She's starting to stir. Things are looking like they're getting better for her. So
She's just gonna like continue to hold her so she's there when she wakes up.
she's waking up and she's just kind of groggy. She's like kind of out of it. She doesn't really remember much of what happened. I'm sorry. I must have hit my head. Is everyone okay?
Everyone's fine.
All right. Where's Fenrir?
Where is he now? Because he was with Hati.
Was anyone paying attention or no?
I wasn't in the
ran-
room.
I thought
Yeah, no. The only one who would have been there less Fenrir went into the room would be Jinx, who was paying attention to.
I would have been paying attention to everything around.
He's not there. At some point, he slipped away from the group.
Okay. I don't know, but I'm sure he's fine.
All right. I need to get back up. And she stands back up. She's still very groggy. What changed, Volley?
Hey, one more time.
Sorry.
What changed, Volley?
That was the thing that got taken out of the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
Okay.
what it was.
You're staring at it.
So I got a good look at it. I don't know what the actual thing was.
Yeah, if when you look inside the box, you're gonna have to roll me insight to identify the item, or
Okay.
perception, or investigation, something like that.
Okay, investigation then.
Yep.
That one makes the most sense.
I'll
Let's
do
go
a
with that.
perception.
Oh, 18.
7.
Yes, Grunk, you know what this is. It's a shard of another entity. Except this time it's not as small as the first one you saw, but it's not it's bigger, but it's not it's different. It's of like a different deity, different entity.
Oh. Is it identifiable or is that kind of that
You'll
feels a
have
bit
to
out of my
find the
depth?
you'll have to find the real shard itself.
Oh, okay.
Is the memory of the shard, not a physical shard? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jinx would I assume Jinx would have noticed that from being where she was when viewing, right?
Yes.
It was a shard. I don't know from what, though.
Oh. Loki wanted to follow the box, right?
Yeah.
Is there
And-
like is there still like an entryway from where the
Yes.
like
and
spirit guy comes in?
the ghost goes back through when all hell breaks loose. And he's kind of followed it through.
Okay. I'll run to catch up to him then, because I also want to see where the box guy goes.
Likewise.
So we have you guys going after the box. Boatman, what are you doing?
I am just happy to see, like, Adele is waking up. I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Because my solution was a lot more difficult.
And Jinx?
I'm also gonna stay. I'm staying with Adele.
Okay. So.
Always split the party.
For those of you following the box, Mizio and Grunk, as you go behind the curtain, you're in effectively a treasure room of all these different treasures that have been taken from conquest done either by Thor or Odin himself or other high Asgardians.
Like just gold or like magic items too?
No, there are magic items as well.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna give a little check to see if I get distracted or if I keep watching. No, I do not get distracted. I will keep a stern eye on Loki, unfortunately, for Eddie's enjoyment of this.
The dragon instincts remain in
The
check.
dragon instincts were there. It was bad.
My min-max instincts.
As you watch this spectral come back in and place the box on one of the pedestals that are sitting there, because you see there's different pedestals for different items, and they all kind of do different things.
There's like, I assume there's like a bunch of display things for like the super high tier.
Yep, and this
Okay.
is one of them.
And is it still there?
The box is still there.
Jackpot.
This is a shard that can kill a god, I believe we said earlier, right?
I think so. I think that's what was being
It
referred
created Fenrir.
Okay.
And Mizio knows that destroyers can destroy gods.
What's Loki doing? Is he gonna grab it?
Loki is looking at it and he's actually nervous. He's kind of taking a moment. I didn't think this would scare me.
to. Oh, wait, I've got an idea. Everyone, back up a bit.
It's still in a box, or is it like glowing like in a display case?
It's
that we
in
can
the
see it?
box, but you can see the glow coming out.
I'm gonna back up 30 feet and kind of gesture everyone else to back up, and then use Mage Hand to open the box from a distance.
It just opens. It is bright. This shard, it's large, about like a softball size.
I'm gonna get my character killed. Mizio's grabbing that fucking thing.
Yes.
Roll con save, please.
The power of the sun in my fingers is what he says before he grabs it. Constitution.
Unlimited power.
That is I don't have any points of inspiration. That is just a 14 and I can't re-roll it.
So it doesn't give you abilities. It doesn't turn you into a wolf. It doesn't do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you get a sensation from it. And the sensation you get, because you did succeed in your save, is this was not a god. This was a primordial being, something older. And what you know by touching it is that it was originally Chronos, Chronos, the primordial titan of
Yep.
time.
Okay, they created the shard.
Not the creator. That is the shard. You're
Okay.
effectively holding one of his leftover corpse pieces.
Yeah. It's like
That's
the
meant-
toe of a god killer.
Yeah, of a titan.
Um,
And all this information goes through your head as fast as you touch it.
Yeah.
Along with a voice. There are two who need to come together as one. When they both fall, I can be reborn.
Nizio telepathically says to the body part of Kronos, which two?
I know not. I have been like this for so long. I have no connection to them.
Will you let me put you into my Warhammer?
Unfortunately, I must stay here. I am tied to this place, not by means of my own. My son has a shard of me, though, and I will warn you. He is willing to consume it, if necessary.
Okay. The sentient piece of dead body didn't give me its consent. Nizio's gonna drop it and put it back in the box and go. That was pretty far out. And immediately starts to look for useful magic items that are just sitting on a display case, not being used by anybody.
Nope, they're just fancy pieces of decoration now.
Fuck. Oh yeah. That's what I mean. Is I'm like looking for gauntlets of like, I forget which giant strength, but whatever gauntlets I can find that make my strength go up to above 20.
Before you do, Loki kind
Okay.
of puts his hand on your shoulder. Are you all right?
I think I just talked to a being older than time, but I'm trying to cope with that by getting myself something shiny.
Take
That'll make me feel
this.
better.
Take the sword on in the end.
Something too.
It's from the giants, ice giants, if I remember correctly.
Your sword. Is it better than mine? And he kind of looks over towards it and sees what its
It is-
make and whether or not it's better.
It is this gorgeous, crystallized ice sword
Okay.
from ice giants.
Okay.
Plus, if you have that, if we go anywhere too chilly, you'll be warm.
Oh, I suppose. Okay, sure. He's gonna pocket that ice giant sword and attempt to begin attuning to it if it requires attunement.
He just looks at you. I'm glad that somebody else has that sword. When I was taken from my home as a baby, it was also taken. I'm glad that it could be used for something good.
Of course. I'll make sure to return it to your people once I'm done using it.
They're wiped out.
I will keep it in their memory.
Thank you. Grunk, would you like anything?
Well, I mean, Mitsuo, what happened? What the hell just happened when you touched that thing? Isn't that thing supposed to kill gods? How the hell are you still standing
It
here?
can.
Well, apparently I am stronger than a god.
Whoa,
I know, it scared me too.
that's wild.
But
What happened? You look like you were having some kind of epiphany there.
Visions. It was crazy.
Ah,
I was told that in order for CHRONOS to come back, two must fall. But they did not know which two.
prophecy of another apocalypse. Great.
And not to take the shard, because I would get dropkicked by Odin.
That part makes sense, at least. And he turns to Loki. Do you have anything else that can make my hammer a bit cooler? I don't know. I guess it's a trend. I'm just kind of adding more stuff to this thing.
I believe what you're looking for, and he points to what effectively looks like a turtle shell,
How
but it's a
fitting.
shield.
Ooh.
That might be of help for you. It came from an aquatic people long ago who I don't believe exist much anymore. Another of Odin's conquest.
Oh.
Jinx casts sending to Mizio. Goes, what did you guys find? You can respond to this message.
You cast a 3rd level spell to talk to me 3 rooms over.
She's
Mizio
not
goes,
leaving Adele.
I know,
Warlock
shit. I was
baby.
like, Mitsuo's just surprised and goes, we went to a treasure room. We went to a treasure room. We found a piece of a god, Kronos. He
You
gave
just-
a prophecy. Also, we be shopping.
Jinx looks to the boatman and goes, mind staying with Adele for a second?
I don't mind, but we should probably start looking for Fenrir soon.
I know. I'll be back.
I will let Jinx get there. Because for the boatman, you're sitting there with Adele.
I guess, have the echoes stopped?
Yes. They're not
Okay.
as they're not as terrifying anymore.
Cool. It's like the one thing I'm like trying to be that like nice friend, but I was also just like, I don't want you to see those eyes again because I don't want you to go like I don't know what you still remember after like being knocked out. And you know, Jinx might kill me if you get knocked out again. I'm getting a yes, I would. It's like okay.
I think I'm all right. Why didn't you tell me, Narfi?
Which tell you about what?
That volley was Fenrir.
Would you believe me if I said there was never a great time to tell you?
Yes, I would.
I mean, it's one of those like stories we to say with grandmother, but not many other places that either of us would actually, you know, survive the tale, if that makes sense.
True. I ended up basically becoming someone else. And so did you.
I mean, the choice was to be locked up here for the rest of eternity. Well, killed later, but no, don't worry about that. The hell was nice.
Hell isn't as bad as everyone says it is. It's a lot
I
more
mean, no,
calm.
she's a great person too.
Very true.
Ayo. So, where do you think we're heading next?
I think we're headed to Neckmore. Get the next tower done.
So, how far west would you think Persephone be?
If I'm correct, they've held up over by Darkborough. They keep telling of a tale of a three-headed dog. Sounds like Cerberus.
Probably is.
You miss him.
I miss him. Honestly, miss Mercury a bit. Was a nice chap.
Yeah. It was. It. Things used to be nice.
I mean, things could still be nice, but the whole everything going insane and falling apart, and parties still trying to figure out how much of the pie they can put back together with themselves at the top.
Yeah.
And then convincing those that have sequestered themselves in the world that, maybe it doesn't have to be this way.
That's the hard part, isn't it? Getting them to believe that there's hope. There's still a fire. I will say.
I mean, we'll admit though, they're good.
And she looks towards where the party went. Those are our hope. That's our light.
Well, and if the movement of the sticks is anything to go by, Odin may not be. He may own the hall, but it sounds like there might be a little bit of discontent with standing around.
There has been. There have been many Asgardians, especially the Valkyrie, that are upset by their, as you can guess, lack of involvement in the war.
So, would you happen to know why, why the magic around it wasn't Odin's?
Wasn't around what?
During the whole echo thing, it was like these sticks was definitely pushed away. And not saying he can't do it with the runes, but I wouldn't think he'd have time, especially with the state we found him in.
My guess it was Loki. You know, trying to protect everyone while he was playing the prank.
Yeah, I guess probably the Valkyries wouldn't take too well to the tree being attacked.
Yes. Especially when it's my own magic.
That's true. So what do you think they're going to find in the war chest?
Unfortunately, I probably already know. There have been rumors that Kronos, the other one, the good one, he was real.
Along with. Okay. Well, another life, but whole merging of things.
Yes, but he was apparently real and alive. He's not just a story that they told us when we were kids.
Would it be bad if I feel like we might need to talk to grandmother more than ever?
I agree. Freya would know much more about this than us. Why don't we go and catch up? Don't worry. I'll be all right. Now that I know that is Volley. It hurts. I won't lie.
I mean, does he know that I'm Narfi?
Probably. He probably smelled you the moment you walked up.
It's funny, everybody talking about the whole visit more often, and he's the one I'm most interested in seeing more often.
He was always the golden child, remember? Out of the three of us, he got in the least amount of trouble.
Somebody has to.
Cutting back to the shopping trip / treasure room. Jinx. You get in there. Mizio has taken a sword. Grunk has taken a shield. Loki's looking around as you walk in. You work with the demons, right? There's an infernal artifact, a ring, at the end. That might be good for you.
All right. She goes to look at it. Does she know what it does?
Not yet. You'll have to spend a week to get to know it.
Cool.
I give the DM time to figure this stuff out.
She's gonna slip it on. This is really a fuck around and find out situation.
It
An
doesn't do
infernal
anything.
artifacts can only mean good things.
It doesn't do anything immediately. You'll have to spend some time getting to know it.
That's why it's just on her finger.
Okay. Loki will look at you all. All right, you all ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Has anyone seen, I guess I can say it now, Volley?
No, he disappeared.
All right, we need to find him before we leave. If he's loose somewhere in the city, he might freak out and hurt somebody.
Okay.
He's one of us. Let's go find him. I'll be right back.
As Loki leaves, and passes by the boatman. We're coming to look for Volley. Are you coming?
Nice. I mean, gotta find him. And if you don't mind, would you find me another room?
Mizio had a close and personal conversation, I guess, with a Titan.
Which one?
Mizio, would you like to be the one to give this information? Did he freeze?
Sure. Yes. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The video is a bit stuttery, but the audio seems alright.
Yeah, the audio's there.
Good thing I'm a voice actor. All right. Yes. What happened is I touched a piece of a shard, thinking that I could become all powerful, but instead had a communication, some information shot back to me by the Titan Kronos. He said something about two beings needing to fall for him to rise again, but he did not know which two. And he mentioned that Odin had another shard.
Okay. So we have Saturn in another room. Gotcha.
Not Saturn.
Oh,
That's
the other one.
the ghost story that we heard when we were kids. Not my father, if I'm correct. You said Titan.
Yes, the primordial being.
My father's the god. He stole his name after he killed him.
Yes. So,
Sounds
enemy
like
of my
Titan.
enemy.
Oh, the enemy of my enemy hopefully won't try to kill me.
Oh no, he was a super chill guy. He was very, very helpful. Very
It
understanding.
sounds like he gave you a prophecy.
Yes. Yes, more or less. It did make a lot of sense, and it wasn't very straightforward, so I believe that is a prophecy. So two have to fall, but he didn't know which two, so...
So
Guess
we're
you
just
could say
talking
that
about
about anything. Two have to
2
fall.
towers have to fall.
Oh, maybe.
How many towers have we finished?
We have 2 left.
So maybe he wants us to really finish those towers. I don't know.
That is a possibility.
But
I wish
it
I could
sounds
just
like-
keep him, ask him questions as we travel, but he's bound to this place.
What binds him here?
I believe he said magics or some other thing, and also the promise that Odin would kill me if I took him.
Well, okay, the last one I can understand. Anyway, we need to go
Yes.
find the wolf who's about as tall as everybody in this room, who
Yes.
somehow snuck out.
Wolves can be sneaky.
This is true, but we also do know there's a prophecy of him literally trying to kill everybody.
Oh, all right. Summons Zelakis and jumps on, and he's gonna do patrols to try and search. All right, I'll be back. I'll dig through the skies, and when I try to coordinate some sort of quadrant-like search.
Uh,
You don't really need to.
Oh,
As you get up the stairs, you see Odin still sitting, or now sitting back on his throne. But he's looking in front of you in shock. As in front of you stands about 6 foot. Yeah, I'll say about 6'5", 6'6". So very tall individual with white hair. On the tips, you can see the roots are an ember red, black and red color. He actually looks like a little bit of an older version of Hati. Standing there in a brown tunic and brown slacks. As he's just looking at his own hands.
I mean, I don't know. Should we interrupt this?
I mean, it's only about a few thousand years in the making. Let him have his moment.
He hears your voice, Boatman. And you can see for the first time, not in wolf form, Volley. Standing there in front of you. And he's just
I mean, I'm
in like shock. Can I even... I guess I can talk like this. Hello, Narfi.
hey, Volley, good to have you back. Honestly, I thought I was gonna have to stroll over and give you a punch in the shoulder.
Kind of maybe need to. I just... Why am I human?
I mean, I'll be honest, bud. You asked for it.
I asked for
but-
it a lot.
So
And he begins to look at you all. Grunk, Jinx, Mizio, what did you all do?
Sarah,
Hmm?
he asked for a punch in the shoulder, so I'm gonna step
Oh.
the wind over, and I'm giving 2 hits. I mean,
Yeah,
if the first one lands, I'm stopping, but you know, it's
go
the
ahead.
now I gotta remember how to actually use this character. Jeez. Does a 14 find anything?
Yeah, it's a playful just like hit.
Okay. I mean, like, let's see at least like where he hit. Oh, that was like aiming for the shoulder. You end up like a little bit too close to the middle. It's like, whoops.
He'll take it. Thank you. That actually kind of helps. I can't. He's just in shock at the moment. He doesn't know even like really what to do. And that's why he's kind of looking to you all like, what did you do differently down there that made him back to being human?
Odin's in the room, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm kind of like positioning my body so the big ass like Jotun blade that I have that on my back is like not really just like visible, even though he's the all-seeing all-father. I'll be like, I don't know, we just stumbled across, I suppose, a miracle.
I mean, the Raven's not, but it's fine.
Jinx, noticing this, will like stand a bit in front of Mizio, helping him cover it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just stayed with Adele. I'm not too sure.
I mean,
She
we just
taking this.
watched the visions again. We just watched that memory again. Wanted to see if we could find out anything else. I don't know if we did anything extra.
We figured
Well-
out why she had the awakening sickness. Would that have done it?
When Loki finally sees this, he strolls over to both Narfi and to the boatman and Volley. I got myself into it now, and now I can't get myself out. And just kind of gives them both a very large hug. And boatman, you hear it. He starts repeating, I knew if she knew, I knew if she knew, I knew it.
I mean, not gonna like attempt to like dress the parade, but could it be the Titan's curse?
That's the only thing it can be, right?
Okay, so somebody finding the Titan's shard was enough to crack that, but we're just gonna say it's the whole sickness thing.
Agreed. And he lets them go and just puts his hands on both of them for you guys to see. And in effect, it looks like a father reunited with his sons. Just exuberant happiness on Loki's face. All right. Pass them both. Odin, we will be taking our leave, I guess. Odin nods. I will prepare and bring them all in.
Oops.
I don't know what a DF is, but
I just
You
rolled
rolled a fudge die.
Yeah, I rolled a non-existent die somehow.
Oh no, it's like a plus minus or a zero.
Is
It's
it
not
like
a fun die.
Oh.
I believe we will be headed to Neckmore.
Yes, I suppose.
One way or another.
And before you all leave, Odin will stand. Any time that you need solace, you are welcome here in Asgard. Thank you for helping my grandson. And thank you for helping us.
Mizio
Jinx
like,
looks
goes
to Odin and just goes, you're all right. To Odin.
I appreciate that. Most people only think of me as the trickster king, and they forget that I also need to be a warrior. Sometimes.
You did what you thought you had to.
As you all are as well. When we are needed on the battlefront, we will be there.
Wonderful.
And at that, he hits his staff to the ground, and you kind of hear it reverberate around the hall, this bang bang, along with the clashing of what is it called? Armor. And like a war cry kind of comes out of the recesses of the building.
All right. We should take our leave then.
And he shows you the way back out, he will say before you all go, Loki, next time you need to get information out, do not harm your people. This is a warning. As you all are escorted out and taken back to the Rainbow Bridge to go back down, Loki stands there and kind of exhales. I wasn't sure that was gonna work.
I'm not sure if I got the vibe of what Charon's like abilities are, or like lithe, or like kind of like general class stuff, but if I saw something that would fit Charon's like ability set, or my perceived ability set of him, I would definitely have pocketed it as well. And I'll reach in to my bag if I found something. And give it to him. Maybe it's like wrapped up, and that can get revealed in another episode.
Yep, that can get revealed next time while we.
It's
That's
like
a
it's like
more problem.
It's just like, but it's tied up in like a really shitty booze. And just like that, we were out. The heist complete.
Oh, I'm just glad that worked. And no one got killed this time. All right.
Ik never had die in, would you? But, you know, that's fine.
They will show up somewhere. That's how my father's magic works. I know everyone says that I'm the trickster god, but he truly is. And as you all come back down to the place that you entered, Heimdall nods you off. But you all notice how close the forest has moved. You've noticed the sounds of battle are closer. You notice everything now feels different down here. Heimdall looks to you all. I will tell you, and I'm sorry. You all were in Asgard for quite some time. Things have gotten worse here.
Oh, much time.
For you, it was about 4 to 5 months. For everyone else, it was about a couple of years. Time runs differently based upon where you are.
Would have liked to get that message before I was transported up there, but I suppose that's what happens when you travel the planes. Fuck.
I could have warned you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm not the best at remembering that fact.
I mean, that was like a few thousand years is sometimes
Becomes a drop in the bucket when you've lived centuries and millennia.
I mean, the elves are weird with that too.
Very. So you
So
all are headed
in-
south.
I believe Neckmore was our next.
Yes. I will warn you, Neckmore is being encroached upon daily by the heavens. You may be safer with Ambrose in the woods. At
Oh,
least the heavens are no longer hunting you. They figure you have died or something.
oh. Well,
What is
that's
it?
a welcome development.
That has advantages, yes.
You mean we'd be safer in the woods as far as like travel?
I believe so.
All right. Well, I mean, we do need to get whatever's in those towers alive, so probably a good idea.
Heimdall.
Yes.
How familiar are you of the stories of Eld?
Stories of, say again?
Um, so we found, well, let's say an entity that we need information on.
All right, I can give you the information on most entities.
Probably not this one.
I can
The
try.
primordial of time?
You all snuck into the treasure room. I won't tell.
Oh, it seems important. I mean, at the time seemed important. So
You have to understand that was a gift when Odin was trying to make good with the heavens.
the
We didn't really
primordial.
sneak in. We kind of just walked in.
And Loki is aware. Well, being with us as well.
I understand. You all, what I can tell you is unfortunately he met his despise at the hands of his son, El. Was turned into shards and placed among those he could watch. He believed Odin to be an ally at the time, and thus gave one to him.
Apparently, there's some kind of thing of two must fall for this Titan to walk once more. Do you have any kind of insight to that? Any idea who it might be?
Sounds like you're looking for a rebirth. These are entities that other shards were used in the creation of creating to make them more powerful.
Oh,
So we have to put down destroyers.
some
Not
pretty
en-
high value targets.
Entirely. They are more likely angels.
Oh, well, that's fun.
I don't see that being better.
Oh, two
And-
angels is doable.
Archangels.
Maybe
It
not
would have
so
been
much.
among the 7 of his closest.
That makes sense. All right. Guess we've
We
got kind of
fought,
a long-term goal.
We fought Michael, right?
Yeah, it was Michael, I think.
It wasn't that hard. We can probably do it again.
Yeah, with a bit of time.
We can practice.
I will say with practice and understanding of angels, they're relatively easily to defeat once you understand their anatomy.
Oh, do you have any tips?
The wings, it's a weakness.
Okay.
Behind them when they have them outstretched.
Okay.
That's generally when they're weakest, when their wings are out.
Yeah.
Less protection.
I mean, so why don't they just use Valkyrie armor?
They've never gotten their hands on our armor.
Or they're just too pompous to think they need it.
Either or. I don't like them well enough to even help them. So.
So anyway, the sun doesn't wait for anybody.
Correct. I will send message to Tamar for her to meet you at her home in the woods. I will warn you about the Bloodwoods. They're not the most safest of places. The Blood Bar is there as a waypoint if you need resting. It does have a tavern attached with beds.
Well,
But
Do you know where they get their blood from?
if you're asking if it's willing, it is. Always. They don't take from unwilling.
What do the willing get in exchange?
I would rather not say that in polite company.
Oh, again, Mizio is uncomfortable with the conversation and goes, "All right, then, that's none of my business." All right, let's make our way towards the blood bar. Is the blood bar safe? Sounds safe.
Chat. Okay, I'm back to being banished from chat because it breaks me.
Cat, you are the polite company, and so are you, YouTube. Not necessarily the party. You know who you are.
Yes. He will also tell you, I will warn you, although they do not use powers of deception, they are all too enticing.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on Mitsuo sharded. I'm so sorry.
I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise to you either, but Volley's back.
I'm glad to see that he is.
All right. Let's get going towards the whatever we're going towards. Meet up with Tamar and her husband.
They will probably meet you at the blood bar.
Okay.
That is one of their more favorited places to attend to together.
All right. Well, let's all get going. You said the woods were dangerous. Anything besides
Just
vampires?
they have some creatures that they have risen to protect them. And some I believe they do have an army. But as long as you don't start a fight, everything should be all right.
Okay.
Does that include fighting with angels?
If you fight with angels, you'll be in great company.
Well, that's pretty promising. All right, well, let's get moving then.
So as you all begin to enter the woods, I hit the wrong button. Okay.
Jinx semi like kind of jokingly, but like trying to be friendly. It's not really her forte because it's usually like the flat faced. I'm here to protect my friends. Well, Volley, it's lovely to finally meet you in person.
It is. It is wonderful to be myself again, as weird as that is.
I understand.
And since you are trying to talk to him, you see him try to talk to Adele, and she just doesn't. She just walks right past.
Oh.
She's upset with me that I didn't tell her. I don't blame her. I should have said something before now.
It may have made things a bit less complicated.
But I understand the pain she's going through. So as you all enter the woods, you realize that these woods are incredibly dark. It is almost like, because where you walked from, it was bright and sunny. The minute you walked in, it was like it was night. And the further in you go, the darker it gets. It is a wood of tangled trees together, and I'm going to use this reference because this is the only one I have. If anyone has seen the original Snow White, you know, the creepy trees at the beginning. That's what it kind of looks like all throughout here. Very like off-putting, very like just off. It's creepy.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's give this to Mizio.
Yes.
Insight check.
Insights?
Yep.
Who am I inspecting?
The trees themselves.
Ooh, I'm.
You'll understand why in a moment.
You'll see that the trees also are attracted to vampires. I rolled a 3.
Yeah, it wasn't high enough. You just had to get something above 1. The reason this is called the Blood Forest is you can see that the trees, where it kind of looks like eyes, is crying red. A red, like almost syrup.
Yeah, sap or syrup. Okay.
Yeah.
Mizio will walking by. He has a torch in hand for the dramatic shot and like grabs some and like rubs it along his crystalline fingers to see if it actually is blood.
It's not. It is effectively it's like a tree sap
Okay.
that could possibly be used for some sort of ingested reason.
Depending on how long we're out here, if we have to make camp in the night, these might be some interesting sap. Might have some arcane properties. That's a wild guess, though.
Well, I mean, if Woodja were here, he'd say it sounds like a party, so that could be interesting.
As you walk in even further, everything begins to look the same. It almost feels like you all have been walking for hours with getting nowhere.
Do we have any like audio markers, like rivers or
Not where
any
you
like
all are at.
animals or okay. Does anyone have a arcane means for us to find the path to the direction that we're going? Best I could do is circle above on Zelkis and have a look to see if there's some big spotlight where the blood bar is, but I doubt it.
Hang on.
As you all try and figure it out, you begin to see figures walking among the trees. Just shadows.
Are they everywhere we look or just like kind of
Yeah,
to the peripheral?
They're
Okay.
just kind of like, if you're not really paying attention, you'll see one, but the minute that you go to look for it, you can't see it.
Jinx is just going to stay looking at them from her periphery.
I don't mean to make this confusing, but what does Karen see? I guess quotes are on C, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You see effectively entities of all sorts headed in a direction. Entities that know which way they're going.
Gotcha.
Would Jinx also see this?
You would still just see the peripherals.
So I guess his response to that, as opposed to trying to say anything, because it's one of those, he's not sure who's listening. He's just going to try to like lead the group a little bit. So it's kind of try to take like a path like a little bit to the left, kind of following these figures.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of almost like implicitly lead them kind of in that direction that I think the like shadows are going.
Jinx will follow along.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mizio?
I'm gonna follow the people that look like they know what they're doing. So yeah.
So eventually you do get to what looks to be a very unseelie bar. It is a very old looking building that is painted to match the woods. So if you look at it from one way, it's not there. If you look from it another, it is there.
Spooky.
And people are headed in. When the door opens up, you can hear the sound of people partying and being happy, and just overall the sounds of a bar.
It's a sound I haven't heard in a while. She grins a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. That's a welcome sight right there.
Okay, let's go in and get a place to stay. Sure.
Mizio's so uncomfortable. As
Well,
you
it's yeah. Go on.
as you enter, it doesn't feel as gross on the inside as it does on the outside. It's very clean inside. There are wood tables that kind of span from the outside. Looks like they shouldn't be this big, but on the inside, it's much bigger of a building. And included to have like a bar on your right, the long tables that span the room with a very large fireplace on the left, stairs in the back, heading up to another story that you did not see from the outside. From the outside,
Ooh.
it looks like a one-story building. Inside, it obviously has more stories. And all around you are entities of all sorts. There are obviously vampires. There are obviously other dragons of other sorts. Infernals. The only thing that you don't see here are humans or angels.
Probably put more at ease seeing not just vampires is gonna loosen up a little bit and go, do you think they have anything to drink besides blood?
Oh, I mean, I'd imagine it's not just like straight glasses of blood. It's probably a bunch of blood puns as like regular drinks.
Oh, like there's like a theme and it's like just
Yeah.
different types of like
It's-
Caesars and Bloody
like
Marys and things like that.
Like
Okay.
a theme kind of bar. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Do you think they're all just role playing being vampires?
I mean, there's probably some real ones, judging from
And some fans, okay.
maybe a couple that are just
J-
kind of fooling around. Yeah.
James looking around at this club filled with anything but humans or angels, looking human right now, that could be dangerous for her. If anyone, is paying attention, her eyes begin to go black. Her hair switches from the red it is to white. She goes from 5'6" to 6 foot. Her skin changes to a mauve. And she is, as you guys know now, not a human. She's a changeling.
That's a pretty crazy spell you've got.
Thank you. Took a long time to perfect this.
Well, whatever makes you comfortable. Someone gets on your case for looking any type of way, they'll knock them in the teeth.
So before we-
She's also gonna change her outfit
Mhm.
because the clothes, her pants are a bit too short for her now. Hang on.
Yeah, as you guys sit at one of the tables, a effectively it's a pixie kind of comes over to you with waters and looks at you all. So, do you all need blood? What's your fancy?
Well, I pride myself on trying every place's kind of specialty. What's your like best seller?
I'll bring that right out for you.
I'll have some ale or whiskey that you have, and I think we're also looking to acquire a few rooms, 4 rooms, 5 rooms maybe.
All right, I'll tell the boss.
Oh, that's
Of
so
course.
cool. Sorry, I just noticed that her token changed because I flipped it on Roll20.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what she looks like.
Good stuff.
All right, I know what you get because you're a regular. Pointing to Adele. I know what you get. Pointing to Loki. You're new. What are you getting?
Who's she pointing at?
To whom?
To both to Jinx and Sharon.
What would you recommend?
I'll bring out to the special.
Thank you very much.
So his joke is he's gonna look at, kind of look in the direction of like where he's like, yeah, what do you want? Look at Loki and just kind of look back and forth, not really saying anything. Not really sure, like. He's just kind of taking in the atmosphere, and that's kind of what he was more here for.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get back to you. He'll just have the water for now.
I'll bring him out
Apologize.
a special. And she flies away. And we'll actually drop the curtain here on you all kind of getting a moment of solace in a place that I think Mizio is unfortunately very
It's hilarious because my partner just picked up a book called Guilty Pleasure, which is about which is I think like a Harlequin, a romance type of book about vampires and human society. And
That's
it's
great.
the first setting is in like a vampire strip club, and I'm like just imagining the things that she described to me because it sounds really similar, and I'm like that's hilarious, but Mizio is not in that mindset. He's not here for that.
Jinx is
Cool.
totally in her element right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that will not be shown at all.
It
I'm
is
just gonna say it.
Anita Blake. It's the first book of 29 in the series. I found out.
29.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
So
Now I have to figure out what Jinx actually sounds like.
So I'm just gonna say this. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to chat for being super. I saw the one that got me the first time around. It
Thank
still
you,
got me.
Dicey.
Oh my lord.
Well
And
done,
that pal
chat.
wasn't even here. Yes, this was Bison this time. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to chat. Thank you guys to Rory, Ruth, Nick, and Eddie for being here. Thank you to Cars, our producer, for tonight, for being so awesome. Trying to think what else. And if
Thank you, Sarah.
oh,
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm very excited because some things have now changed for you guys.
Oh,
And it's gonna
oh,
be very
really?
fun. Oh yes. So and thank you to the people who have watched it here on YouTube. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell because I don't know when these videos ever get out. So yes, please be nice to each other and have a great night, y'all. Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, it's not a
Bye.
schedule. There's no schedule for things.
No.
Yes, it's chaos.
That's the